Class 6. Chapter 11. Verbs. A verb is a word that describes what the subject of a sentence is doing. Verbs can indicate physical or mental actions, occurrences, and states of being. All sentences have verbs. My mother prepared dinner. Action. I am happy. State of being. In a sentence, there can either be the main verb, a helping verb, auxiliary verb, or both. You can call the verbs action words. Main verbs denote actions, while auxiliary verbs help the main verbs. 1. Main verbs are used to express the actions of the subject. This action can either be physical or mental. Physical actions are done with the body, while mental actions are done using the mind. Shyam runs at the park every evening. Physical action. I remember him from my old school. Mental action. 2. Helping verbs, also known as auxiliary verbs, are the little assistants of main verbs. They support the main verb and help to change the tone of the sentence. These verbs combine with the main verb to show the tense. I will go to the mall today. Here will is the helping verb that supports the main verb, go. It denotes that the action is about to occur in the future. Did you know he is a painter? The verb is did, a helping verb, and helps to form a question about the main verb, no. Main verbs can be transitive or intransitive. Transitive and intransitive verbs. A transitive verb needs to transfer its action to something or someone, an object. In short, transitive means to affect something else. Transitive verbs are not just verbs that can take an object, they demand objects. The object of a verb is the person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. Look at this sentence. Aarti. The subject does the action. Eats. The verb is the action word. A banana. The object is affected by the action. For breakfast. The subject of the verb is Aarti. She is the person who does the action. She eats. The object of the verb is a banana. A banana is affected by the action of the verb. So in this sentence, the object of the verb eat is a banana. Some verbs require an object, the receiver of the action, to complete their meaning. These are called transitive verbs. Some more examples. Dad buys the grocery. Avi knows the answer. However, some verbs do not require any object to express their meaning. The action they express is complete by itself. These are called intransitive verbs. The sun. Subject. Shines. Verb. He. Subject. Slept. Verb. Note. Some verbs can either be transitive or intransitive. Notice that the transitive meaning and the intransitive meaning are sometimes different. Pilots fly planes. Transitive verbs. Birds fly in the sky. Intransitive verbs. We walk the dog every evening. Transitive verbs. We walk on the beach every evening. Intransitive verbs. Auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary or helping verbs are used before infinitives to add a different meaning. You use auxiliary verbs to say that someone is able to do something, that someone is allowed to do something, or that someone has to do something. The modal auxiliary verbs are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might and must. Can and could use can and could to say that someone is able to do something. Marco can draw very well. I ran as fast as I could. Meeta could not come because she was ill. You may also use can and could to say that someone is allowed to do something. Can't and couldn't. Not allowed. My mom says you can come to our party. You can't go in there without a ticket. He said I could have ice cream after lunch. We couldn't complete the work on time. Can and could are also used for asking information or help, for offering something, and for suggesting something. Can you tell me if this train is on time? Could you show me where the accident happened? You can borrow my pen, if you like. We can go to the theater instead. I could ask my uncle to help us. Will and would. Use will and would when you are asking someone to do something. Will you please stop making noises? Would you pass me that book, please? You can also use will and would to offer something or to suggest something. Will I carry the bag for you? Would you like some more water? Which pastry would you like? Shall and should. You can use shall and should to ask for advice, offer something and suggest something. Shall I go by car or by train? Shall I help you with your project? Shall we go home now? Should I phone the police? You should try that new restaurant. Must. Use must to talk about things that you have to do. I must obey my elders. You must speak louder. I can't hear you. Children must not play with matches. May and might. Use may to ask if you are allowed to do something and to tell someone that they are allowed to do something. May I borrow your pen? Vibha may leave now, but Remo may not. Use may and might to talk about things that are possible or likely. Take an umbrella. It might rain. If you're not careful, you may hurt yourself. We might or might not go to the concert.